everybody, I'm Rob Viren, product manager here at Vaddio, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about the AV Bridge 2x1, a product we're really excited to talk about. It's been a long time in the works, but we think it has some good features that you'll really enjoy and hopefully solve some problems. So I'm going to turn off the picture-in-picture it has to make things a little clearer. So we're going to cover a little bit of an intro, do a demo, obviously, and cover some applications, cover some of the Dante features, SKUs and pricing, the nice meat of the presentation, and a little bit of a competitive comparison, and what is coming down the pipe that will be a good addition to this product. So let's get to it. The AV Bridge 2x1 is a 2-input, 1 HDMI output switcher that actually has a lot more outputs than one, so it's a little bit of a misleading name. It has a 4-input and 4-output Dante audio I/O channels, so you are able to get really scalable audio in a single system. So not only do you have the video switching, but you actually have an audio DSP in the system as well, capable of doing echo cancellation, EQ, equalization, so you get quite a few features in there. 1080p 60 USB 3 and HDMI outputs, as well as the RTSP and RTMP stream. So you have the serial, telnet, trigger, tablet, and web control. So every kind of control you can imagine, we are able to support that in this system. So let's cover the interfaces. So we have a 4-input, 4-output Dante audio I/O on the PoE Plus, web and telnet controls, as well as getting you the extendable power by having this be PoE Plus power. So you're able to get the power and control extended across, large distances. So if you need to undermount this at the rack, you're really able to deliver that same power at the table when that's more convenient to you, so you don't have to run a USB extension. So decently convenient. USB interface, so we have 1080p 60 video, nice HD quality. Bidirectional stereo audio capture, so you're able to both send audio out the USB as well as ingest it. And the standard UVC controls are actually passed over the network to Vaddio cameras. So if you have a RoboShot 12E HDMI connected to the system and it's on the same network, you can actually pair the device and pass through USB commands to the camera. Which is really nice if you want far-end control integration with soft clients like Zoom or Teams. It really makes for a compelling product that you get this pseudo USB extension without the cost. So we also have serial and trigger controls that gives you good room automation if you need it with step mats or IR or hard triggers of any kind. And that serial control is nice if you have an older installation that you need to integrate with government jobs, things of that nature. It's a very convenient item to have on there. 2 HDMI inputs, both those can run at 1080p 60 full bore, and stereo audio on both those channels. Of course, we also have some video mixing capabilities with the system as well. We have a picture-in-picture, as you saw earlier, static graphics, cuts and dissolve transitions, as well as being able to give you those audio features with a full 12x12 audio matrix, being able to give you auto mic mixing, AEC, NC, EQ, and gain settings that you're pretty used to with all of our bridges. As well as we have a 1080p 60 HDMI output, including the stereo audio on that as well. And of course, in order to integrate with a lot of systems, we have analog and audio over IP solutions. So keeping the analog mic line and analog out is convenient for having a one-stop solution, really. Covering that in its totality, we put a lot of features in this back panel on. Pretty complex, but it's able to do a lot. Covering the front panel, if we go to the swap button, I'll give you a hint what that does. We also have the PIP button. Nice and exciting. The stream enable disable button. This is actually great for lecture capture or capture cards. It's just a button that you push and it enables or disables the IP stream. So if you want to set up a capture cart of some sort for training rooms or something like that, you just tell them they push this button. If the button's red, that means they're live. At the end of the stream, they push that button. If the light is off, it's off. So for instance, if I push that button now, I would start streaming to Twitch, which I set up earlier. You know, games and all that. There is also the hard reset button, which if I push now would stop this stream. So we're not going to do that. Picture in picture, we have a variety of options. I'll go ahead and select those. We're going to do a little bit of a live demo here. Here we go. Nice side by side. I can also do the over under. I can be in any corner I want to be in. But I'm going to want to just stay down here. Nice and, I don't know, that's standard for me. You also have the capacity to turn on static graphics. So we got some really good ones here. We got a super duper Vaddio one. Isn't that nice, overlaying over my presentation? Very convenient. And of course that will stay on there if I want it to. I also have the capacity to switch what that is. So I can turn on Clippy, who's going to give us some helpful advice on how to continue this presentation. Wow, isn't that nice? Thanks, Clippy. Static graphics. We are going to do a bit of a demo here, so let's go ahead and move my camera that is not on a garbage can in my basement and get a little bit of a look, see at what setup I have going on here. So let's go ahead. Now we have a tablet over here, and this is actually the as of yet unreleased Vaddio device controller. So we're hoping to release that this month, and this is actually what I have been triggering my system with. So you can see I have the capacity to, with this system, switch the inputs, recall presets, steer the camera. So again, I have that control with this system, being able to go around my, really sweet basement. Now, of course, we have the front panel here, which are the buttons I pushed earlier, and then all of the control options you have available on the web, you have available with the Vaddio device controller. A convenient pairing with this is a Luxel XMS1208P or AMS1208P, which is actually what I have powering this entire system. This is a PoE tablet, we got a PoE box, we got a PoE huddle shot. All this stuff is given power, control, through just a simple extension system. So it's actually all very, very simple. So not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and swap back to the presentation here. Lecture capture installations could look a little like this. You probably want a 30E to get a nice long throw shot for the professor, depending on how large the room is. You get a 12E for student view, so when those hands get raised, you can recall presets to sections of the room, use the tablet to control the camera and get a good look at them, or anything in between. Of course, you get good scalable audio with new, as of yet unreleased, hopefully this month too, Easy IP Ceiling Mic Ds. D is for Dante. So because we have a Dante switcher, we're of course going to be coming out with Dante microphones. Couldn't line it up at the exact same time, but those will be coming soon. Of course, with the HDMI output, you have good iMag/confidence monitor. So that's really good for really large lecture rooms where you need to get those students in the back a nice view of what's going on in the front. Low latency, so it's great for iMag because you just have HDMI to HDMI. Very convenient. Soft client for capturing or for either recording the content, or you can use that for conferencing out. It really depends on your use case. Or, of course, you can use the IP streaming to a cloud service for recording, such as your Moodles, Kalturas, Akamis, things of that nature, depending on what you're trying to capture. Then, of course, line outputs for speaker amplification. You can use the analog and the Dante. You can use the mixed environment. It does not matter whether you're using digital or analog. So streaming card application, Beth Peterson posted a wonderful video of this on our YouTube channel. I highly encourage you to take a look at that. A good example is a 12E HDMI for capture. HDMI capture the content, so it doesn't really matter whether you're using slides or Excel. It doesn't matter what they're trying to capture. HDMI out for confidence monitor, so just like my setup here, I know exactly what's getting shown because that's my HDMI output. Line in for a lapel mic. So you get a good audio, wireless audio, pretty simple. Vaddio device controller for preset recall, switching, picture-in-picture. You get the whole 9 yards for what you want to get done with that. Then, of course, stream out for recording, or you can use the USB for local recording. Really up to you. I like the stream button, and just hooking it up to a service makes it pretty no-brainer, and you have good confidence that that's going to get there. So for large conference rooms, similar story. RoboShot 12E for the conference shot, RoboShot 12E for the whiteboard. You get good scalable audio, making sure to pick up everybody in even the largest of conference rooms. And soft client going out to an HDMI for monitoring what's going on in the room, as well as the Vaddio device controller for controlling whether or not you're looking at the whiteboard or whether or not you're looking at the conference output. And then the Dante speakers for speaker amplification on the far end. Of course, because we are Dante compliant, that means we, of course, will work with other Dante microphones, such as the very popular MXA910, or any other Dante microphone. And of course, we'll also work with Dante speakers, or integrate with other Dante DSPs in order to get you a more flexible audio system. Of course, with MXA910, you'll have to be sure that you get the auto mix output. Because we only have 4 inputs, we can't take in each lobe of that audio. That's an important distinction that was brought up earlier. So make sure you do the balanced or the auto mixed output on that. I don't want to make this a Dante training, but I do want to just mention this. So you see the 2 applications. You have the Dante controller and our audio mixing UI. What you actually have here is more of a global, like actually configuring the Dante network, where we're very much focused on local. Where we see the Dante inputs essentially the same as an HDMI or USB input. We don't configure the Dante network through the 2x1. All of that is done to the Dante controller, which has excellent documentation and training available. One side note here, just for your reference, our inputs are on the left column here. Their inputs are on the top, and vice versa. So our outputs are on top, their outputs in their left column. But other than that, the cross-point matrix actually works very similar, and how those are routed is pretty similar as well. So just a note on that. So Packouts, SKUs, and pricing. So here's the good stuff. You're able to get this highly flexible presentation switcher for $26.95 MSRP. Now, I know what's out there, and I can't find anything that has this particular mix of network audio and video that you're able to get at any similar price point. You have to buy at least 1 or 2 boxes, or sorry, at least 2 or 3 boxes to get the same functionality. So we throw in PoE Plus injector. I'd highly suggest Luxel products as well. Phoenix connectors for the audio or triggering sections, and then of course a single half rack mounting kit in order to mount it. We also have dual half rack mounting kits as well as undermount brackets available, but the single half rack mounting kit is the one we include. So in conclusion, what we have advantage over our competition is really the power extension, getting that all in PoE Plus. Being able to work in both analog and Dante audio I/O environments simultaneously, so you can work in Dante and analog, or strictly either or. Doesn't matter to us. Room automation with the triggering, being able to integrate with serial, telnet, web, tablet, doesn't matter. Throw anything at it, it'll probably control it. USB control, so that's highly unique. Because we have cameras and sell cameras, you also get the camera control as a part of this. That means your Zooms and Teams will be able to get far in control of those PTZ cameras, and I'm not aware of anybody else who can do that trick. All of that is without re-enumerating the connection. So normally if you switch cameras in the middle of a meeting, you have to drop it for a couple seconds and it's chunky and it doesn't look great. But this is able to do that seamlessly because we control both ends of the equation. So that's a very nice feature. It's a little strange to try and explain, but it's pretty neat when you see it. And of course, the added professional graphics, overlays, and transitions helps to keep your presentations nice and crisp, keep lecture content engaging and professional. And then of course, with the multiple stream outputs, being able to do RTSP or RTMP in HD, well, gee, it just makes it a no-brainer for some of these higher ed applications, especially with the scalable audio, which I cannot hit home enough as being a great convenient feature. Because pretty much if you run in to install this thing, all you're running is Cat5 and HDMI, none of which will take highly expensive extension. So pretty reasonable to install. As I mentioned earlier, I just want to hit home that we're working on getting these out in the month of April. Is the Easy IP Ceiling Mic D, is the Dante Ceiling Mic Echo canceled with full 360-degree pickup. That is tri-element, cardioid tri-element microphone elements. Everything you know and love about ceiling mic, but with Dante. Then of course we have the PoE tablet, which I couldn't take a great picture of in my basement because nobody can get photographs these days. Comes with a nice Visa tail mount and provides a very simple web-based interface into not only the AV Bridge 2x1, but most Vaddio products that serve a web page will directly work the Vaddio device controller. Be able to serve the exact same web UI that you use on our products now, but in the tablet form factor. So keep an eye out on that one this month, and hopefully that helps with your designs. And again, hitting home the nice core of audio here. We got our Roots and Pro AV. We've been doing this for a while and hope we have developed a good relationship, and we are always willing to hear you out. We want to hear what your ideas are, what we could be doing better, how we could be solving your problems better. Locally made, we're proud of that. I sit right next to my support team. And of course, we pride ourselves on our quality. We aren't making these, for the cheapest possible way. We're really trying to make these quality, long-lasting. The AV Bridge name is special for me, and I want to make sure to keep that going. I want to make sure that AV Bridge means something, and that this product sits out there, and 20 years from now, I'm going to run into one of these, and I'm going to go, man, we did a good job on that. So trying to keep that going. And of course, peace of mind. We live by that. Keep the warranty, advanced replacement, and the optional 3-year extended warranty. I hope you had a wonderful presentation. I know things are rough out there, but hopefully this was mildly entertaining. As a nice visit to the lovely basement I find myself. We're all working from home now, hopefully. All right, you guys have a good one. Thank you.